People, so if you're watching that video, pause it. You can watch it later. I'll send you the link again. And a few more nice videos that I have created on DevOps, continuous integration and continuous delivery. And we'll be creating a few more videos. You can subscribe to that channel, Visual Path channel. We have lots of amazing technical videos also over there. And every day we are adding some new content. Right, so let me get started. So my name is Imran, and I am so much into DevOps and training, DevOps cloud and training. I really love doing DevOps and cloud and training. Okay, whatever I do, I implement, I would like to share. Right, so it's really my passion. So, anyways, today's goal. First, I'm going to talk about myself, credibility, why you should learn DevOps. I'll give you 3 very good reasons why you should learn DevOps. I'm sure you have your own reasons, but maybe I can add some really very good reasons. Then we'll be talking about defining DevOps. I'm going to explain the concepts of DevOps. If you already know what is DevOps, okay, listen. Maybe you'll learn something new, or maybe you will see a different approach of understanding DevOps. There are a lot of myths in DevOps also, so we'll do some myth busting also today. Then we're going to talk about DevOps skill set. If you really want to become a DevOps engineer or an architect, what are the skill set that you should have? Then we're going to talk about the course coverage, what we're going to cover in the course, right? And then I'll open up the session for Q&A. You can ask me any questions then. Okay. All right, so about myself, I have done some certifications, really cool certifications in Ansible, OpenStack, storage, OpenShift, which is actually Kubernetes behind the scene, Puppet, and in distance past, I did VMware certification also. So a lot of Red Hat certification in terms of automation and cloud. Also did Python certification from EDX long time back. Then in AWS, I have a SysOps certification. Also, I'm a certified DevOps professional from AWS, and also AWS certified security specialist. Okay, so I'm also going to train you on security aspect in AWS. This course is going to be AWS and DevOps both. We're going to use AWS cloud computing, and we're going to use it a lot throughout the course. So you learn a real, infrastructure setup, starting from CDN cloud, from load balancer to storage, all the concepts. Okay, and also of course automating those things, and also security in every aspect, right? So currently I give just morning IST morning time training, okay, 7 a.m. and 8:15. Apart from that, anyways, it's all online now, right? So yeah, and more importantly, I'm into training because of my passion. That's what I do. I'm not a part-time trainer. I am completely into cloud DevOps and training. Okay, so why you should really learn DevOps? Okay, some really 3 simple reasons. Okay, very general reasons. 2 very general reason. DevOps is one of the skill that is being talked a lot by big uh, companies. Okay, it's promoted by huge organizations, and there's a lot of talk about it. If you check Forbes, Business Insider, so people are looking for candidate who knows DevOps, who can implement DevOps. Okay, so it is one of the top skills that employers are looking. Okay, and I'll tell you the third reason why it's top skill. It's also one of the highly paid job. Okay, you can check that on Indeed, Glassdoor, Quora, or you can you can post a question on Quora, or you can put check in pay scale. Okay, of course, we at the end of the day we need the salary, the money, right? Or you can even do freelancing also. There's a lot of freelancing jobs in DevOps, right? So 2 good reason: money, popular, it's popular and you get money, right? But why is that happening is because from a long time this IT industry was divided into 2 parts, 2 zones, you can say, development and operations, where developers, testers, these people are involved in creating, testing the software, and operations, system admins and any operation team is involved into delivering that software to the user. Okay, so development and delivery, these are 2 different zones. And from a long time, the IT industry is divided into these 2 categories actually. Okay, And there is a huge gap in between this. There was a huge gap in between this, right? Even though developer, doesn't matter how quickly they create the software, it used to take a very long time to deliver that software to the users. Okay, new features to the user. Imagine a website where you are expecting some new feature to be coming in, but it's taking a very long time. Even if it comes, it's buggy, and you will not like that. You know, you lose the interest. The company will lose the business. So because of this gap, there's so many issues. Okay, DevOps can solve this issue. Okay, it can fix that bridge, and any company who is into development or delivery who wants to deliver the software quickly and efficiently would implement DevOps. Okay, and that's like every company in IT industry. Either they're into creating the software or delivering the software. Some way or the other they'll be related, and they would like to do it quickly and efficiently. And for that they need DevOps. So that means everyone needs DevOps. And that's the most important point why you should learn DevOps. Every IT company will need DevOps. Okay, if they don't have it now, they will need it definitely, and they're looking for people like that. Okay, so there is a demand. Okay, you get good paid, right? And it's one of the top skill. What else you need, right? Of course, you must have your own reason, but these are really three cool reasons. Okay, so why you should learn from me, right? I mean, there are so many courses I know, right? Um, so I'll take you through the course content, right? But why me is, I do DevOps every day. We implement in our project. We do freelancing, we do consulting on DevOps and cloud computing. So whatever we implement, the same thing I'm going to show you in the course. I have trained thousands of candidates on DevOps. Okay, most of you I know would be coming from some recommendation, okay, from my previous students. My main focus is on real-time implementation. Because of that, the course becomes little challenging also, right? So you have to really keep up. Okay, because when you can learn a tool, no problem, but when it comes to implementing that tool, that's the biggest challenge you will face, right? So I will show you how you can implement it real time. We'll have projects also for that. Okay, so my main focus is always on real time implementations. So I'll teach you how to excel in software delivery, the CI/CD pipeline, right? Whatever technology comes your way, you should be able to set up the CI/CD, automate each and every step. So I will show you how you can do that. Doesn't matter what technology comes. Okay. Importantly, I'll show you how different technologies work together. Right? There are so many tools and technology. This cloud, this Ansible, Jenkins, Git, Kubernetes, right? Terraform, CloudFormation, so many things, right? In DevOps. So I'll show you how all these technologies work together. Okay. So I'll show you how to fix that puzzle. That's most important. Right? And I have put a lot of efforts in creating the course, the practicals, the workshops. Okay, so and also I'm going to talk about the interview question throughout the course, right? So you can really enjoy this, right? So this is the reason why you should learn from me, my credibility, right? So that's enough bragging about myself, right? Let's get started. Let's see what really is DevOps. Okay, so before we get started, keep in mind you are not learning the definition of DevOps. You are learning objective of DevOps, why DevOps exists, why it is necessary. Okay, have that question in your mind, right? So there are so many explanations. Okay, some people say it's automation, it's scripting, some people say it's cloud computing, some people say it's culture. Okay, some people say it's about tools. Okay, there's a lot of confusion in the market already. Okay, and DevOps is there from a long time. Actually, I'm doing DevOps from 2012. Okay, and before that also I was working in IT industry in systems engineering. Before that we didn't never heard about DevOps before 2012. I mean, I did not hear about DevOps before 2012. Okay, but then we started, our company started implementing actually DevOps, and we had also a lot of confusion. We were sometimes working with the tester, sometimes with the developer, sometimes we're writing scripts, sometimes we're writing documents, sometimes we're attending agile meetings. We were also very confused. Okay, it's obvious, right? So let's understand, right? So DevOps introduction. Before we understand the DevOps, let's understand the dev from the ops first. Okay, just the dev part. So there is a product. Okay, there is a product idea. Someone, let's say, want to create a mobile app, or think of any product like that. Okay, maybe you have some great idea you want to implement. You thought of some mobile app or some product. Okay, what would you do next? Maybe you don't have that skill sets to do everything, development, testing, operations, everything. So either you will hire a team or you will approach a software consulting firm who are expertise in doing that, right? So let's say you approach a software consulting firm and you present your idea. So the entire development will be into some stages. Let's understand those stages first. First step is requirement gathering, okay, where the user requirement will be understood. Okay, all the requirement from client will be gathered, and what are the tools and technology requirements will be there. All those things will be listed. This part is called as requirement gathering. Okay, all the information is collected in this part. Okay, second part is designing, where architects, software architects, by looking at the requirements, they will design the software. Okay, and they'll create a system design documents. Okay, architectural documents they'll create. Okay, like a house architect will create design, right? House design, interior design, or exterior design. Like that, the software architect will create the software designs. Okay, this is the second part in the development. Third part is actual development. This is where actually developers start writing the code. Based on all the requirement that was gathered, developers start writing the code. So they'll need systems which will be provided by the system admins or IT team to them. They'll write the code, they'll test the code. Okay, they will create and test databases also. So there would be also database developers, different kinds of developers working in this phase. This is where actually the software gets created. The next phase is testing the software and its features. So there are various kinds of tests. So software testers or QA team, quality assurance, will test software's functional, there will be functional tests, load test, performance test, data test, different kinds of tests will be done. So to make sure that the software works good in production. Next is implementation, where operations team, all the system admins or anybody in the operations team, right? The different teams working together will set up the infrastructure, the server, the storage, the database, the network, the security, and they will deploy the software on that infrastructure. Okay, that's implementation. This is where the operation teams comes in. And the next phase is, when it goes live production, then the maintenance phase, where the user will be actually using the softwares. Okay, maybe it's a web app, mobile app, user are using it, so they'll have some requirement, some bug, some feedback. So in the maintenance phase, there will be regular patching. Developer will give new develop new features. So it is a balance. Maintenance is a balance between regular changes and stability. Okay, your mobile app that you are developing should be stable, always up and running. People should be always able to use it without any problem. Okay, that's stability. And also they should get regular features, new features. Okay, updates, that's regular changes. So maintenance is a balance in between these two. So let's see it in a cyclic view. Okay, so requirement gathering, planning, development, testing, deploy, that is implementation, and then maintenance. Okay, let's dig down a little bit inside. Build and deploy. So when the software is getting created, in that phase, developer will keep writing the code and they would like to test that code before they send it to the productions, right? So there will be build process, that is from the code a software will get created. Okay, so developer writes the code, they build the software, and they're like that there'll be multiple builds. Out of that multiple builds, some builds will be selected that this build is good, that this part of the software, this feature is good to go, and it will be implemented in staging environment. Okay, where the testings will be conducted. Okay, in staging environment, if the software proves to be good, then it is promoted to production environment. Okay, so code, build, test, and then deploy. Okay, so it's a regular process, continuous process. Okay, even though it is tested so much, so many times the product fails in the production. Okay, the deployment fails, or it gets some new bugs. Okay, or new errors, right? And the developers who have already have tested the product, they will say that it worked in my environment, it had no problem. It's operations problem because it's not working in the production servers. That means it's not my problem. Okay, so it's a blame game that goes on. So even though the product was tested, why did it fail? Okay, there are so many reasons for that. We'll just see few reasons. Well, operations team will take the product and deploy it to production server with the information that they got from the developer. Okay, now that information may not be complete. Maybe the information is buggy. Okay, so the main reasons are really this communication gap. Okay, developer does not understand operations and operations does not understand development. Okay, these also the development and production environments are different. They are not regularly synced. Okay, they have different data, they have different network, different security, okay, different databases. Because of that, if it's working in development environment, there's no guarantee it's going to work in production environment. Okay, also because of the new development tools and new processes like agile and all, the development has become very fast. Okay, developers are creating new software very quickly, but operation is very slow, not able to cope up. Okay, and because of that, there are so many mistakes that are happening, human error we call it. Okay, you have to keep in mind that production environment may need some tweaks, some changes before deploying the software. Maybe some patch, some software needs to be updated, maybe a network firewall rules needs to be changed, maybe some database tuning needs to be done. Okay, that is not done, right? And because of that, it may fail, right? Most importantly, actually, the moral is there's no clear instruction for the operations team to do the deployment, and they're getting regular deployments because of agile, which we'll understand in a moment. Okay, just okay. So when the development happens, really, when the software is getting developers follow some model. Okay, development model, we call it as SDLC, software development lifecycle. As we have seen, requirement gathering, design, development, testing, maintenance. Okay, these phase will be divided. So waterfall model, initial, the legacy, the traditional model was waterfall model. Okay, now I'm coming to a point why actually DevOps is there in first place. Okay, so I'm telling you actually a story. Okay, so understand the moral of the stories, right? Why DevOps really exists. It was not there previously, but now there's too much talk about DevOps. Why is that? So you have to understand that previously the development used to happen mostly with waterfall model. Okay, waterfall model works in phases. So developer following waterfall model, or the entire team following waterfall model will follow these phases. Okay, first phase is requirement gathering, requirement analysis. When that phase is completed, then only it moves to the next phase, that is design phase. Okay, in waterfall model, a phase needs to be completed, then only you go to the next phase. Okay, so once the requirement is complete, goes to design phase. When design is completed, so architects have to design the software based on the requirement gathered, right? And all the designing is completed, then it moves to the development part where the developers will create the entire software. So everything is happening at once. Just a moment, just give me a minute. I know there's some humming noise coming in. Yeah, sorry. Right. So developers are going to create the entire software, right? And once that is completed, it moves to the testing phase where testers will test the entire software. Okay, and then the maintenance operations team will deploy that software to the production. Now let's see the problem with this. Well, if the customer needs to see the software, okay, or maybe its features, they cannot until unless it's completed. Okay, because product will be completed, then only it will be tested, and then only it can be delivered. So let's say it took 8 months of time to develop this entire product. Okay, in the middle, if customer has some new idea, some new feedbacks, there's no place where you can inject new ideas. Okay, the requirement will be gathered as per the current market, the current design. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Now we are saying that it's going to take 8 months of time to create the product. In 8 months of time, so many things changes, right? So today is the time where we need regular changes, new ideas comes in. Okay, so there's no place where you can inject new ideas over here in this waterfall model. Let's say the product is developed, it comes to the testing phase, everything is tested on that product, and you get bugs, issues, errors, and there will be lot many, right? And then that needs to be again fixed by the developers. So it's too much of work for the developers or rework. Okay, because the product was not getting tested regularly, it is tested at the end of the completion of the product. So there's a lot of issues with this waterfall model. I've shared you the link of the video, right? Watch that video. I explained this in great detail in that with nice animation. So because of waterfall model, there was issues with waterfall model. The world moved to agile model. Agile came in like 2009 or sometime like that, 2009 or 10. When agile model came in, it picked up very quickly in the market. Reason was this: in agile model, things doesn't work in phases. We don't complete a phase to move to the next phase. All the requirement is broken down into smaller requirements. You can call them feature list. So any product is list of features. Okay, list. Think of a list, right? And then that list, if instead of doing all at once, you divide that list into smaller iterations. Okay, and let's say you have 50 features to develop. You divide, let's say, divide it by 5 times. Okay, so you have like 10 features. So it's going to work in iterations. First 10 features will be taken, you develop those 10 features, you test those 10 features, and you demonstrate to the customer. You get feedback. Based on that feedback, you can inject new ideas also, right? So it works in iterations. Project kickoff meeting starts. Okay, the first iteration start, the let's say 10 features got developed. Okay, you can showcase it to the customer or client may have new feedback, okay, which can be injected in the new iteration. Okay, and then the next iteration. And you don't need to complete all the iteration to deliver the product. Maybe 3 iteration and you can deliver the product in the production environment, and then you get more feedback from real users. Okay, so you don't need to wait till the end of the product creation or when the testing completes. Every iteration, the product is getting developed, tested, and demonstrated. All right, so this was an amazing idea, right, which actually changed everything. Okay, so iteration could be 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, we'll get into this agile later in the class, right? But the point is actually because of agile. Now agile makes the software development faster, efficient, more efficient, the development part. Okay, because of agile there'll be regular code changes which needs to be deployed to the servers regularly and which needs to be tested regularly. It's a continuous process. Okay, now what happens is because of this, the operations teams are getting continuous deployment requests. Okay, they are not able to handle one and they get to second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so and it needs to be tested first in test environment. There could be multiple test environment. Okay, QA, staging, UAT, right? So all this environment, it needs to be delivered, then finally production. So operation team is really under a huge stress because of this agile process, because it is giving continuous code changes. Okay, continuous development is happening, but it is not continuously getting delivered. Okay, that's where the problem is. They get regular deployment requests. There are no clear instruction, as we already discussed. Okay, they will be already occupied, you have to remember, with production support mostly. Okay, with that they have to do this also. Okay, and operations is ITIL driven. ITIL, it's a complete process. Like you have waterfall and agile here in development. In operations you have ITIL, where every change in the production needs to be going through a lot of approval. Okay, it will be scrutinized, right? You have to create documentation, so it takes a longer time to make changes in the production, right? But development is creating software very quickly. But if it is not getting delivered quickly, then you don't make business. The point is both needs to be fixed. The development is fixed, but the operation is not fixed. Okay, operation is still waterfall, it's still slow, right? And because of that, you pass the deadline. Okay, you as in the whole team has whole organization, you have to deliver the product, but you're not able to deliver even though you promised to the customer, right? I've shown this again in the video, you can watch it. And because of this regular development versus operations fight, developer creates quickly and operation is not able to deliver that quickly. So developer will be like, they don't work or they are not delivering my features. Okay, and operations, like, it's about stability. We want stability in our environment, we have to follow a process, a protocol, right? So there'll be regular fight, Tom and Jerry fight between development and operations, or you can say Angry Birds also now, right? But because of this, there's a blame game, right? But the business is suffering, and customer is becoming unhappy. This is screenshot from my video that I created. Okay, so what's the solution? I know everyone will say DevOps, okay, but let's find out. So there is a huge gap between these two teams. Okay, developer just thinks about just developing the code, that's it. They have no idea about operations, and operations is like, they want to stability, they talk about the systems, but they have no idea about agile and regular code changes. So there is a huge gap in between these two team. Okay, so when you want to bridge a gap between two people, what do? First step is they communicate, right? So first phase, the first process, the first thing in the DevOps is actually establishing communication between development and operations team. How? Well, there are meetings in the agile, there's like kickoff meeting, there's stand-up meetings, there's regular meetings, so which is only attended by the developers. Now operations team will also be attending that. They will understand what is the development, what is testing, and how it works, and why regular code change is required, and why regular testing needs to be done. Okay, once operation team understand that, and once development also have to understand that in operation the systems will be different, the servers will be different, there'll be multiple servers, there'll be high availability, there'll be firewall. Okay, so all this concept the developers also needs to understand, the cloud computing, right? So then they can collaborate and work together. DevOps is going to be one team where everybody will be working together. Now you will say, what is then DevOps candidate? Well, DevOps is the person actually who's going to enable all these things. Okay, going to set up the communication, going to set up the collaboration, collaboratively work together. Okay, so developer have their own tools, operations have their own tool, you have to integrate between them. Okay, so that integration should happen. Not only the integration is not only between humans here, between the tools also, tools and technologies. We'll see how. Okay, so DevOps workflow is like this. So we understood agile, I hope, right? Plan, regular code, and regular build, okay, which needs to be tested regularly, right? But if it's a manual process, right, then it takes time and it will be buggy. So there is a continuous integration process. As developers are developing continuously code, it also needs to be continuously tested. That is called as continuous integration. Okay, we'll get into detail in that. Also, the product, the software, the code needs to be delivered to different servers, different environment, testing, staging, UAT, before the production environment. Everywhere these code changes needs to be delivered. Okay, and then it will be tested much more further by software testers. That will be called as continuous delivery. Automatic process. Okay, I'm talking about automation here. An automated process where you pick up the code, deploy it, test it, and then deploy it, and then test it, and then deploy it. This is a continuous process. It's called as continuous delivery. But if you're also able to automatically deploy this code changes to the production, that is called as DevOps, complete DevOps lifecycle. Okay, plan, code, build, test, release. Here deploy means production. Okay, and then maintain. And it's going to be all automated process. Sounds scary when we say automatic deployment on production. Like developer is making a new code change, it's getting deployed to production automatically. Okay, Edureka joined. Edureka guest. Who's Edureka guest? Okay, welcome Edureka guest. Okay, so this is one slide. The whole story so far I was talking about for this, actually this is called as DevOps Lifecycle. I tried to throw some tools over there. Okay, DevOps Lifecycle is a continuous process in an automated process. Okay, So whenever developer makes a code change, which is we already discussed, a continuous development, right? Continuous code changes. Whenever they make any single code change, the code needs to be tested. So there will be tools like Jenkins and any other CI tool that can fetch the code change, run some test on it, build artifact, that is software. Okay, build the software from that by using some build tool like Maven or Gradle or whatever build tool that are being used. Also, if you're using Docker, creating Docker images, okay, and then storing that software or the piece of software into a repository. Okay, let me talk about it again. Developer makes a code change to a version control system like Git. Tools like Jenkins can fetch that code, build it by using some build tools, test it by using some testing tools, and create the software, well-tested software, and then store it into some repository, software repository. Okay, this process is called as continuous integration. Okay, from push code to store artifact. It's a regular process. Okay, sure, there are a few more steps in that which we'll understand later detail. So now software is ready, the code is ready, tested code is ready. Okay, now it needs to be deployed to systems, okay, to the servers maybe. So if you need any infrastructure level change, like firewall rule change or maybe new patch or something like that, so environment will be provisioned with some automated code. Okay, maybe Ansible or something. Okay, then your automation tool like Ansible or Puppet or Chef is going to fetch your code, fetch your software from repository and deliver it to different environments like dev, QA, staging. Okay, and also there will be load test and functional test and different kinds of tests will be also executed. Okay, once your code, once the developer's code passes through all the scrutiny, it will be automatically deployed to production. Okay, so from push code to store artifact, it is continuous integration. From push code to staging, it's continuous delivery. And from push code to production deployment, it's called as continuous deployment. Continuous deployment means delivering any changes to production automatically. Okay, but for this you need to have first a stable and robust continuous integration platform. Then you can build a continuous delivery platform. Once that is robust and stable, then you can promote it as continuous deployment. Okay, it's going to be it takes time, okay, to improvise this to come to a level where you can automatically deploy the code to production. Okay, so the company who hire you as a DevOps, okay, their objective is you should be able to automate this entire process, or maybe you will be working in some part of this process. Okay, but this is your bread and butter. Okay, we are into delivery, we are logistics. DevOps are logistics, we automate the entire delivery process. Okay, no human intervention. Any step, any tool that is getting executed manually, you have to automate that process. Or things that you can't automate, for example software testing, okay, that will be automated by software testers. There'll be automation software testing. So you have to automate and integrate, okay, till you get DevOps lifecycle. Okay, now code, when I say, it could be any code, not just some software code. It could be code from data science project. It could be a code of API server. It could be a DB development code. It could be any code for that matter. Any code that is written by any kind of developer needs to be tested, built, tested, okay, scrutinized, right? Then only you can deliver it to productions, right? So anywhere there is a regular code changes, you need DevOps. Okay, now again, as I told you, watch my video. I think shared the link again. I think new people must have not got the link, so watch that video later. It's nice animated way I've shown you how DevOps really works. So finally, at the end of the day, you are at the end of the maybe project, you're going to create a one-click deployment where developer writes the code and automatically everything happens. Okay, so objective, delivery. Okay, logistics, we automate the delivery process. Anything that is in delivery, we automate or integrate. Okay, but if you want to know the DevOps this definition, then this is the closest DevOps definition that I liked personally. So DevOps is a philosophy of unifying development and operations team at culture, practice, and tools level. Okay, this is so to the point, very much apt to whatever I am saying so far. So the culture is agile culture now, quick. Okay, agile, the word agile itself means fast. Okay, so quick delivery, quick creation, right, of the product. So culture, you have to adopt that culture, practices, and tools. So it's going to be unification at every level. Okay, not just you're going to learn some tool and write some automation script and you'll say, ah, I'm a DevOps. No, doesn't work out like that. Okay, you have to integrate at every level, right? All right, let's now talk about now that was about DevOps. Okay, and we're gonna learn more in detail about it, the terminologies and all of that. Let's see now, what do we need to, and what are the skill set that we need to work in a DevOps environment. Okay, if you want to work as a in a complete DevOps life cycle, there's some skill set that you need to have. You need to have systems knowledge, operating systems knowledge. Either you should have a good Linux knowledge or Windows knowledge, but anyways, Linux knowledge is mandatory today. Okay, because a lot of system servers that runs on Linux machine. Okay, and a lot of Linux concepts are there. Infrastructure knowledge, you should have a broad knowledge on the infrastructure. You should understand the server, the storage, the network, the firewalls. Okay, how do they, all these things work together, the load balancer, right? This infrastructure knowledge you should have, because you're going to make regular changes to it. Cloud computing skills is like a default skill now. If you are a DevOps, by default it is understood that you know cloud computing. Okay, I know it was really weird, but the reason is actually because of cloud computing, we can automate a lot of infrastructure level changes. Okay, like creation of the servers, load balancers, databases, any changes can be automated. All these infrastructure level things can be automated for cloud with cloud computing. So cloud computing has become like a default thing for DevOps. Okay, you should understand the software development life cycle. Okay, the agile model, how it works. Okay, why they need to do regular code changes and all. You need to understand the entire process. You should have that knowledge, because you're going to work with developers. Okay, build and release, the continuous integration, what it is, how it works, you should know, should be able to set it up. Any task in operating system that is done manually, any command that needs to be executed, you should know how to automate that, each and every step. Okay, orchestration, you should be able to not just automate but also integrate. Right, software testers have written some test scripts. You have to integrate it in your DevOps lifecycle. Okay, if they are executing it separately, then it's not DevOps. Okay, so your job is not just automation, it's also integration. So taking someone else's automation code and integrating it with your DevOps lifecycle, that's also one of the very important job you have. Then only you can do the complete orchestration of continuous delivery process. Okay, I know some heavy words are used over here, right? But don't worry. Once we go through it, when you do it actually, right, hands-on, then this will not haunt you. Okay. Network and security knowledge you should know, because again, cloud computing. In cloud computing, we have a lot of network and security related concept, right? So you should know that. The point is, you are going to automate a lot of things. To automate anything, you should know how to do it manually first. I always say this. Okay, and containerization, you should be able to containerize an application, run it on Docker platform or Kubernetes platform. Okay, that's new and very in demand skill set in DevOps. All right, so those are some skill set. Let's see what we're going to do in the course now. Okay, so I'll run through the course content now, but before I run through the course content, I would like to tell you that we are doing it like a professionals, like pro. Okay, not hello world program, just run some script, oh it is working, giving you result. No, we need an actual result in a real-time environment, even production environments. So we're going to do it like a pro, and to do it like a pro, you need a project. Okay, so we have a project vProfile. It is written in Java. It's a web application. So we are going to use this project to learn a lot of DevOps concepts, CI/CD pipelines, automation of infrastructure, cloud implementation. All of that we're going to see, the real-time challenges we're going to see through this real-time project. Okay, and this project is made little complex, so you get more challenges. Okay, there are multiple services in this project. You have Nginx, Tomcat, MySQL, Memcache, RabbitMQ, Elasticsearch. All these services work together to create this entire project. Right, so just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah. All right, so vProfile project, sorry. So in this course, you're going to see how to set up this manually on your local machines, then on the cloud, then how to automate it, then how to do regular code changes on this. Okay, so those challenges will be presented to you from this project. Okay, okay, now let's understand the course content step by step. The first step is going to be very basics. First week is going to be very basic, or first 10 days we're going to learn basics of Linux, right? You're going to learn server management, how the servers runs, web server, database servers, how their configuration changes and all, the deployments and all that you're going to learn. And we're going to use automation tool Vagrant to set up Linux machines. Now we are going to run a lot of virtual machines on our laptop, and to automate that we will need a tool Vagrant. We're also going to learn basics of networking that will be required before I start the next stage, which is cloud computing. So you'll also gain some networking knowledge. Once you have that knowledge, we are going to take our project, vProfile, and deploy it on our local machines, okay, on virtual machines, on our laptop or on our computer. Okay, now this is ground zero. This is like a prerequisite, and before we go to the next level. Right, if you are new in operations or even in DevOps, right, so this will be a very good week for you. First week or 10 days will be very crucial for you. Yeah, today is Eid, right? So I'm continuously getting phone. I met few people in the morning, but sorry about that. Okay. Uh, okay, we'll continue. Okay, I'm almost done. Once in the step one, if you learn the basics, the prerequisite of the project, then in step two, we're going to start with cloud computing. Okay, we're going to use awesome cloud services like IAM, EC2, EBS, load balancer, storage, monitoring, databases, auto scaling, Route 53. Once you learn some services on AWS, then we're going to deploy our project. We're going to migrate our project from our local machines to AWS cloud. We're going to use cloud services, okay, and which will be like a production environment, not exactly production environment, because that will be very expensive, but it will be an imitation of production environment. Okay, it will be almost similar to production, except it's going to be smaller. Okay, the instance size will be smaller, so you don't waste money. Okay, so we're going to use all the cloud services that we learned and deploy our vProfile project. Okay, next stage is going to be learning continuous integration. All right, so where we are going to use tools like Git and GitHub, or even Bitbucket. We're going to learn tool like Maven. So our project is Java. Okay, I'm going to take your question, Adiraka. Hold on a minute. Hold on a few minutes. I'm almost done. Okay, let me just go through the course content, then I'm going to take your questions. All right, so build tool like Maven. We're going to learn understand what is continuous integration. Anyways, I've created a video also for this one, animated video. I'll send you that link also. So we're going to use tools Jenkins, and we're going to learn it so extensively because we are going to use Jenkins so many times in this course. It's one of the centerpiece. So we're going to see how we can going to build, test, and deploy our code through Jenkins. Jenkins administration concept, we're going to learn master slave, Nexus, SonarQube, these awesome tools. Once you learn this extensively, Jenkins, then we're going to create a continuous integration pipeline in Jenkins. You also continuous delivery pipeline in Jenkins for our project. Okay, so our project get regular code changes, and there are so many tools we are going to integrate over here. Okay, once you learn continuous integration, then I have a bonus session for you, scripting. Okay, I know it's age old. Nowadays people don't write scripting, they don't use programming language to do automation. But if you want to really learn some nice cool automation tool, you really want to master tools like Ansible, CloudFormation, Terraform, then you should have some programming knowledge. Okay, and for that reason, right, if you are from an ops background, you don't know programming, don't worry. In this session we are going to cover bash scripting. Okay, we're going to cover basics of scripting, variables, conditions, loops. We're going to see how we can automate our day-to-day regular task of system administration with bash scripting. Okay, then we're going to learn Python scripting. In Python scripting, we're going to learn data types, conditions, loops, modules, functions. Okay, a little more programming in Python. And we're going to see how to again automate system tasks with Python. We'll also see how to automate cloud tasks with Python, AWS cloud tasks, like we're going to use Boto and all. Once you have good programming knowledge, solid, okay, you can learn then JSON and YAML, and then we're going to start with Ansible. Okay, this is also one of the most famous tool in DevOps today because it can automate almost anything today. So this also we're going to learn extensively. We're going to learn several modules in Ansible. Okay, we're going to write several playbooks. Okay, we have our almost 20 exercises in Ansible. Okay, it's going to be one of the longest longest time we're going to spend in Ansible. Okay, once we learn that, we're going to also see use Ansible for automating AWS tasks. And then again, of course, our project vProfile project, we're going to see how to implement that entire project, deploy entire project by using Ansible playbooks. Okay, it's going to be also very cool exercise project. Next is AWS part 2. Yes, so we have AWS in 2 parts actually. In AWS part 2, we're going to cover VPC in depth, okay, which is networking. We're going to also see log management and custom metrics through CloudWatch. We're going to learn AWS CLI command lines, S3 CLI. We're going to see DevOps services like Beanstalk, okay, integrating with RDS. Again, we're going to deploy our project on AWS, but this time it will be different. Okay, we are also going to learn CI/CD on AWS, code commit, code build, code pipeline. Again, for our project vProfile. Okay, and this again, this is going to be a different. We're going to re-architecture our project 2-3 times in this course on the cloud. We're also going to see Route 53 routing policies, some deployment strategies like blue-green deployment, A/B testing. Okay, and then finally we have step 7. We are going to learn Dockers. Okay, Docker, not Dockers, sorry. We are going to also see how we are going to containerize our entire vProfile project and run it on Docker platform. We're going to start with Kubernetes. We're going to set up Kubernetes cluster at a production grade. Okay, we're going to learn several Kubernetes objects, right? And of course, our vProfile project we're going to deploy on Kubernetes platform, and we're also going to see CI/CD of containers, right? Build your containers automatically and then deploy it to Kubernetes environment. Okay, and that's it. And then we have workshop once in every 2 months, and we also have previous recorded workshop that you will get access to, where we have Terraform, CloudFormation, and some new Kubernetes implementations. Okay, AWS security workshop we conducted last, where we talked about in detail about AWS security, encryption, different levels of firewalls, CDN, code scanning, so many things in AWS securities. So any upcoming new technology comes in, I take a workshop on that, 2 days workshop. Mostly it will be Saturday, Sunday, long, 2 hours or 3 hours, 2-3 hours like that. And we have already recorded workshop previously that we have taken, that you will get access to, plus any new workshop we have, you're gonna get link to join it. Okay, so that's the course content. I'm gonna move to this one. Right, so that's it. Now I'm just going to talk about the course USP. So my main intention is you should be able to implement whatever you learn in real time. Okay, we have a lot of material which you can follow. You can use it also in your real-time projects also. I have written a book, Decoding DevOps book. Okay, you are going to follow that book most of the time in this course. You'll get link to that book. You can download it now. We'll have a lot of documents and scripts and code that you will have it in your arsenal, which you can reuse later also. Okay. We also have now Google Classroom from Facebook group. Now we are moving to Google Classroom. So your class, there will be a Google Classroom created where any questions or queries you have while you're practicing, you can post it over there, and we'll answer it, or other people can also answer it. Okay, you're gonna get regular content and document scripts from Google Classroom. Okay, we also have a Facebook group where you can sign up, where you can talk with, connect with previous students who are already working in DevOps now. All right, so these are some course USP, and I am ready to take your question. Okay, some question in the chat. Can I use ESXi VMware server? Of course you can use. You can use anything in DevOps. Okay, it's just about logistics delivery. Okay, so you can use VMware ESXi server if you want. Happy, thank you. This course is going to be around 2 months. Okay. How
2
long is the
months
course
every
duration?
day, like or weekly classes will be there.
Everyday classes will be there except weekends. Or Saturdays also will have classes sometimes.
What is
Like
the timing
any
of the class?
hardware configurations required?
Sorry.
Any hardware configurations required like 8 GB
I
RAM,
will I will
some
let you know
system
in
configuration?
the first day of the class. There's not much system laptop requirement is there, because most of the thing we are going to do it on AWS cloud. But initially, first week we are going to set up, run some VMs on our laptop, and for that, you need at least minimum 4 GB of RAM on your laptop minimum. If you have 8 GB, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll show you how to set up all the prerequisite, all the tools. Will once the course start, the first day will be prerequisite. I'll ask you to sign up some places and download some books and content and all. So first day we'll talk about that. Java, no, you don't need to know any Java or any other programming language. Okay, there's no requirement of any programming language. Okay, you can start as an absolute beginner, because we in the beginning we are covering Linux, then we are covering scripting also. So you can be an absolute beginner, no problem, but then you need to work hard. Okay, it's going to be so much hands-on course. Every day you are going to do something. Okay, you're not going to sit, you're not just going to attend and watch like a movie or a show or a Netflix show. Okay, you are going to do hands-on, lots and lots of hands-on. That's how you're going to learn DevOps. Okay, jobs, I'm not going to do any job. Okay, I'm just a
Hello.
beginner. Okay, I'm gonna prepare you for jobs. Okay, and when you do all those projects that we're talking about, you can talk that in the interview, and I'm sure they'll be very impressed after hearing what have you did.
तो पहले भी बोला है ये मत समझ ये गलत हो गया मेरा प्रूफ हो रहा
Can
है
we
कोई
complete this?
गाली नहीं
I am
मतलब
what?
नो बैठना
I mean, is that what is possible? I did not understand, Pujita Reddy. In 2
अपने
months?
यारी करना
Yeah, of course we can do it. Your questions are in.
I mean, yeah. I mean, is it possible to complete our course within 2 months of time? Because it's huge.
It's not huge. Yeah, it's huge actually. See, the thing is,
Yeah.
hey, Arun, can you please mute yourself? Okay, I'll mute everyone. Okay, if you want to talk, you can just unmute yourself. Yeah, sorry. So see, the course is like this. Let me just show you. So for example, take this an example. Here
Hmm.
you're going to learn continuous integration and continuous delivery. Okay, we're gonna use Jenkins, Git, Maven, Nexus, Sonatype. Okay, once you know that, you're gonna spend a lot of time over here in Jenkins. Once you know the complete CI/CD process, you can do it on Jenkins and by using all this tool. When we come to AWS cloud, the CI/CD will be just 1 day, 1.5 hour. Okay, you know what is code commit. You'll quickly understand because you already know Git. You will quickly understand code build, and you would be able to create a code build project because you know Jenkins already. Code pipeline and code deploy. Okay, so it's like that. So whatever we are learning, it's going to be based on whatever we learned previously. Okay, so if you should have a solid hands on Linux, solid hands on cloud computing, right, and CI/CD knowledge solid, then again we're going to learn scripting also. So Ansible, you're going to pick up Ansible very easily because you have spent time in programming, which is hard, tough if you are new. Okay, so everything is going to be based on what we learned previously. Some concept you learn very quickly. Okay, again, Docker Kubernetes is going to be more advanced concept for newcomers, but whatever we did previously, Linux, scripting, JSON, YAML, VMs, cloud, right? So I'm going to take reference from that and show you how the Docker works, how you can containerize it, how you can run production containers on production Kubernetes. Okay, so yes, it is possible in 2 months. Yes, we may go more than 2 months, 1 week extra maximum. All right, don't worry. You need to do hands-on. That's what your job is. My job is to train you on DevOps, to train you, make you expert in CI/CD pipeline and implementation of it. Okay, DevOps Lifecycle. But your job is practicing, regular practice.
So we are going to complete DevOps and AWS in 2 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. And are we going to cover? There are few tools, like every time new tools will get updated, right? So
Right,
are we
right.
going to cover those tools?
See, so the new tools or technologies that are, see, we cannot cover everything. I think everyone understands that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But for that, I have actually workshops, right?
Okay.
So every 2 months I take a workshop. So previous students, all the students join. So we'll have like 50, 100 people joining in that. Previous students also. So they learn, Terraform, CloudFormation, anything new I'm going to share. And next workshop I was planning Kubernetes, but now actually I have changed it to previous students. I have not shown them Jenkins pipeline as a code. So this is going to be the next workshop. And when you join the course, maybe you will, or you can also join this workshop, but it will be too early for you initially.
So the workshop links and everything will be shared in Facebook.
Yes, Facebook link. You'll get the link. You'll get email if you're regular current student. You will get the links and all. If you're previous students, you get it from Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Hey, Imran,
Yeah.
so this,
Hello.
hello?
Yeah.
Imran, so do you also gonna show like how to deploy pods and containers on Kubernetes from Jenkins directly?
I'm going to show you how to deploy containers from Jenkins to Kubernetes platform. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can then deploy it to anywhere. Then don't worry. It will be, once you understand how to deploy it on Kubernetes from Jenkins, it will be just about a plugin difference. You're going to use a different plugin. You're going to do the integration. So we're going to cover actually Jenkins very extensively. We're going to integrate Jenkins with several tools and technology. So you'll have this idea, or you should that much confidence that you can integrate Jenkins with anything then. Okay, maybe AWS, Google Container, Azure, anywhere. Okay, it will be just a
Okay,
matter of
so okay. So what would be the batch timing?
so your batch timing, 7 a.m. IST. It's going to be starting from
Okay,
maybe Thursday.
next week. Yeah, I mean to say
Yes,
7 a.m. in the
coming week.
morning, and what would be the duration?
Yes. 2 months, as I
Sorry?
said. It may go little extra
No, no.
also.
The session duration daily.
Oh, 1 hour. 1 hour. Yours is going to be
Okay,
1
one.
hour, 7 to 8. Yes.
Yours,
Sorry,
I
Vineet.
didn't understand that.
8:15 batch is there. That actually is more than 1 hour, but then it's now just got started few weeks back, so you have to wait like 1 month more if you want to join 8:15 batch.
8:15.
8:15 a.m. But it's gonna be
Okay.
like more than a month
Mm,
now to complete that batch.
Okay.
Hey Imran, this is Shrikant here.
Yes, Shrikant.
Yeah, the course contents looks promising. This looks good. So my question is, so from the monitoring perspective, right? So for the application monitoring, so what are we going to use here? Because I think even that's kind of
We
important in the
are
DevOps time. So, mhm.
we are not going to spend any time or much time in monitoring. We have CloudWatch from AWS, which we're going to see how to do monitoring, and we are also going to see custom alarms in CloudWatch. Okay, if you want, you can create a custom alarm and do application monitoring. Apart from that, we are not going to spend any more time in monitoring. Okay,
Okay.
because
Okay.
again, monitoring is again a different stream or concept altogether. It takes a very long time. Plus, we are focusing on DevOps and automation. Right? You can work with monitoring team and automate their plugin deployment and all, which will be very easy for you. But we are not going to do any monitoring work, so we are not spending any time in monitoring. Okay.
Okay. And I think you've shown Elastic, right? I mean, in the picture.
Elastic
So are you
Beanstalk.
gonna? So is it kind of a log analysis tool or?
No. Beanstalk is a platform as a service for code deployment. Okay, where you can deploy your
Okay.
code artifact and it can host it for you. Log management, yes, we are going to see, of course. Log management we are going to see through CloudWatch. And if you're talking about log management, but again
Mm-hmm.
through CloudWatch. So
Okay.
any log you have, you can stream it to CloudWatch service, and then from CloudWatch you can stream it to, if you want, you can send it to Elasticsearch or S3 or Lambda anywhere. Okay, that we'll have.
All right. So you said that the course duration is 2 months, and
Yes.
next week, what time it's gonna start? Sorry, I missed it.
It's not fixed yet. Probably
Mhm.
Thursday, Wednesday or
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Imran.
So
Okay, some
in
chat
Imran,
hold
you
on.
said that the classes will be there on Saturday, Sunday as well. So
No, not on
some
Sunday. Not on Sunday, man. Even
okay,
I need to
Saturday.
breathe.
So
Some
okay, yeah. So
Saturday,
Saturday.
some Saturday.
So it will be like workshop classes or like it's a daily regular 1 hour class
No.
on Saturday.
Workshop will be once in 2 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Our regular classes sometimes will have Saturday. Okay. Not every Saturday, maybe alternative Saturday, like that. Okay, because actually the thing is, I would like to take it on Saturday also, so I can complete the course quickly and I can start the next batch. But the problem is, there's too much exercise sometimes, and I asked that on Friday, have you done your exercises, have you completed? If you have not completed, then if people agree on Saturday, I take it. Otherwise I say, practice it and we'll start on Monday. Okay, it's like that. So I want you all people to do all hands on, so you can really learn DevOps. Once you learn, then you can go out there and you can promote my name, right? So Saturday is going to be based on how much work you did till Friday.
Based
Imran, this side
on
is Ashrik. Hello.
based on yeah. So Imran, just one quick question. So based on the work you will provide, uh, so some practical kind of thing. So keeping in our shifts in my mind. So is something we are not able to perform on Friday or Saturday. So if we can miss something
No, not
that
that.
will
I'm talking about the entire week, not just for that day. I'm talking about entire week.
okay.
Sometime it's too much work. Okay. Sometimes, if, like, for example,
Okay.
if we go to scripting and all, right, a lot of scripts and all, maybe you're not able to complete it. Okay, as a batch, I'm saying, not an individual. Okay, as everyone together completely, right? Most of the people do their, I can understand that, right? How much you're doing, how much you're not doing, right? And how much you're following. So based on that, it's going to be on Saturday. Okay, anyways, avoid all those things. Just think about this alternate Saturday. Okay, like that.
Okay.
I'm new to IT field. Is it possible for me to learn DevOps in 2 to 3 months? I request you to suggest me, please. You're new to IT field. You have to do a lot of practice. There are few students in the current batch also who are new in IT, and I have given them some separate extra documents also which they have to follow. And one thing that I tell people who are new in IT who join the courses: ask questions. Okay, you did not understand any part, anything, stop me, ask me. When you ask, I can understand why you are not able to follow, and then I can help you with the things, right? That why you're not able to understand, you should understand this basics things first, then you can go with that. So it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of practice for you, and a lot of question and answers with me. Okay, and then it is possible. right? Everything is possible, but it's just like you have to work hard. Okay, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. Okay, it is not. If you have to do a lot of work, right? But then you shine bright.
Yeah, Imran, this is Shekhar. I have few questions regarding this network part. So, are you going to teach
Yeah,
this how to set up the firewall rules or IP tables, router, everything? Are you going to cover these
yes,
topics or how?
yeah. We
One
have
more thing.
firewall rules. We have it on
Okay.
CentOS, and we have it
Mhm.
on AWS Security Group and NACL in VPC. We have 3 places where we're gonna learn firewalls rules.
Coming to network devices, FortiGate, something, Wired tables,
No,
Wired
man,
scripting is important.
this is not a
Okay.
networking course.
Okay.
It's a DevOps course, right?
So, yeah. One more thing,
But whatever, right?
we'll
What
cover.
I've done in our cloud, right? Cloud, we have 2 levels. We have firewall. One it has NACL and VPC, and when it is one is security group. So
Okay.
I'll make sure that you become expert in security group. That I can guarantee you. CentOS firewall rules. We have commands. Okay, that we're going to
Mhm.
execute in our projects, but not extensively. And you take any firewall, device and learn that. No, this is a DevOps course. It's not a networking course, right?
Correct. I will agree for that, but I'm looking more on this shell scripting part, networking part, most of the things. That's what I
Okay, okay.
referred this question. Yeah, that's it.
That's fine.
One
That's
more
fine.
thing. Uh, so in the Python
Yes.
also, are you going to cover advanced something like that, exception handling, classes, uh, abstraction,
No, no,
everything,
no, no,
or how it is?
no. So you're going to learn basics of Python programming, and you're going
Okay.
to see how we're going to use Python to automate operating system tasks. So we're going to use OS, subprocess,
Mhm.
Fabric, few modules in Python, Boto. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
you're not going to do web development or data science, anything with Python, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
we are
Agree.
not going to learn all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, the reason
Okay.
why we are learning Python is because there are so many things after this, after Python, like Ansible, Kubernetes, and all. We're going to use YAML. We're going to see JSON. We're going to understand JSON data types. There will be conditions, loops, functions, modules, all this in other tools also, Ansible, CloudFormation, Terraform. So to understand those concepts and master those concepts, you should have some programming background. That's why we are covering Python. Okay.
Okay.
In
So,
today's time,
do
we
you
use
have any
Python to
assignment
do.
kind of for this shell script or Python? We have any assignments daily basis, whatever you will whatever you will teach. So for those things, we have any particular assignments, right?
Yes, you're going to have exercises. Whatever I'm going to do, you
Okay.
have to do that. And plus, I'm going to give you some exercises with that.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay. Your main exercise is going to be what I am doing, what you see me doing. You're going to do the same thing, but for that, there will be documents and everything. But then apart from that, you're going to get exercise. Which will have, for that, you'll have no document, nothing. You have to do it yourself.
Okay.
Okay. See, it's your
Yeah.
choice again to do the exercise or assignment or not. But if you do it, it's good for you. Like that.
Yeah. That's absolutely. If you want to learn quickly, we need to do exercise. Then only we can learn. Yeah,
Yes.
agree
To
completely.
learn quickly, you have to do more
So final
hands-on.
question. Yeah, final question. So, are you going to provide the recording sessions once I will attend this
Yes.
session after
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
of
You're
this
going to get.
course?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Which OS of Linux we are going to work on? Oh, we are going to work on Ubuntu, CentOS, RHEL, Amazon Linux. Yeah, these 4 Linux operating systems and different versions of them also, like Ubuntu 16 and 18, CentOS 7 and 8. 8, I'm discarding it actually now. But yeah, Amazon Linux also. Right. Initial first week in the course, you're going to learn Ubuntu and CentOS both. Okay. Then on when we go to AWS, we're going to learn Amazon Linux, RHEL, those things also. Okay, any question that I missed? Do we get and lab support? What is lab support? You're gonna set up your own lab. You're gonna do everything all by yourself. Okay, you don't need support for those things, right? Don't even think about taking support and help. If that's how that way you're not going to learn. Okay, you are going to, in the first week itself, you will do all the labs and everything on your machine, man. Okay, you will not need anyone's support. You'll be independent. That's the main job of this course. Okay, that's my main job, to make you independent.
Okay, Imran, I look forward, to this course. Thank you. This is Shrikant here.
Thank you.
Yep. Am I good to leave? We are good to leave now. I mean,
Yes, you can. You can. It's just question and
okay.
Q&A. So if you want to leave,
Sure,
I'm just waiting for people with no questions. If you don't have any question, even I can leave and I can spend my rest of the time doing something else.
Okay,
Today's
man.
Eid, by
Happy
the
Eid.
way.
Happy Eid. Yeah. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, that it's really matter of choice, Jagan. I like online because I don't want to travel in this situation, at least. Okay. Online, you're gonna get recordings and all also, right? That's one other advantage of online. You get recording sessions, right? And you can sit and practice and do anywhere. Okay, you don't need to make adjustments, you don't need to travel. Of course, it has a lot of benefits. My god, 57,000 coronavirus cases today. Crazy. Okay, people, if you don't have any more question, I consider that a day, right? We just integrate to those pre-configuration, that's it, or we take deep dive into the setting up of those machines. That depends on what tool we are talking about, NV Krishna, like Jenkins, Ansible, AWS, Kubernetes. This we're gonna do deep dive. But some tools like Nexus and SonarQube and Git, this will be just integrations. Okay. Oh, price and all, the cost and all, you would get to know it from my team. Okay, they'll contact you. No, RabbitMQ, ELK, MongoDB, that is just going to be integration. That's no, developer stack actually. Okay, it's not for DevOps. It is to give us challenges, right? So we can how do we automate all this? So you're gonna see the entire setup of this, but you're not gonna learn RabbitMQ in detail or ELK or MongoDB. Okay, that's for developers, not for DevOps. But you're gonna see its setup, how to automate it, okay, and do regular changes on it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, Imran. This is Vishnu. Do you provide any real-time project explanation?
What was I talking from so long, man? That's what I was talking about from so long, right? About this project and different implementation of this project. Okay, go. I think you joined late, maybe. Okay, go through the demo once again. Okay, I've talked about it. It's nice bird sound. Where is it coming from? You have birds? What are your settings in village? Who is that? Vishnu. You have birds? Oh, you muted. Okay, anyways. All right, guys. I'll see you in the class. Thank you very much for attending the demo. I hope you liked it. Please watch the video on YouTube and you can comment and subscribe also for that. Okay. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.